What's up? We're wearing the same shirt because that's just how we do it. Yeah. And we have a very special announcement for all of you. We're really excited about it.
No, just kidding. Or are we having a baby?
I don't think so.
No, different kind of baby. We're going to couples therapy this morning. Excited about that. This is the first time for us.
First time, dude. I can't believe it.
I know.
We made it 10 years without therapy. How did we do that?
Well.
Yeah, so our 10-year anniversary was a huge leap for us in our relationship, and I think it's a really powerful way of approaching a committed relationship where a decade goes by and just like that motorcycle. And it's time to take it to the next level.
Yep.
And there are things that were preventing us within me, and living with a tendency toward avoiding intimacy and hiding, and a deep fear of being rejected if I were to show who I really am to someone who loves me. And so I've been doing a lot of personal work on just being able to trust and open and believe that if I lean in, Andy will lean in too. Would you be willing to share? I don't know. Do you have any barriers, or you're just good? I'm kidding.
Any barriers?
Yeah.
Ask me a question.
Okay. Well, I just did.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah. As we are transitioning into the next decade, we're kind of like renewing vows, renewing our vision, renewing our container, of our relationship. And we're going to therapy to support that. Mm-hmm. So if you could just free flow about what you'd like to grow, how would you like to grow?
Wow, that's a great question. I think we've had some time, or I've had some time to go through photographs at our 10-year mark and just really remember and be visually stimulated by the story of our relationship, of images of us when we were 10 years younger, and who we were when we met, and going through email correspondences when we first met, which was really sweet. And just realizing and recognizing where we were both at, and just kind of witnessing those years as I'm looking through the photographs, Nia being born, and just all of it, and it's a lot to take in. It's kind of impossible to take in a way, but it gives me, I don't know, just a boost in regards to how far we've come. It gives me perspective, and I do think that we've been a couple that has always sort of evolved and had that characteristic of being challenged and being encouraged to stretch and to grow and to not stay the same and not be stagnant. And that looks like a lot of different things, whether it's initiation into parenting, or initiation into career roles, or initiation into identity roles, or initiation into just being more transparent with relationship dynamics in our families, or So we've always just sort of been able to present a situation and been like, okay, let's go into this.
Yeah.
Or how can we integrate this, and how can we make this I don't know, how can we go into it?
Well, a lot of my clients, especially the woman, if they're partnered to a man,
Mm-hmm.
they, and this isn't every time, but 98% of the time, it's the woman who is enrolled in all of the personal growth, the spiritual community, the ceremonies, the initiation, really taking in and using challenges as an opportunity to integrate past pain and evolve and grow and blah blah blee blue blee blah, all that good stuff. And I've experienced this too with you as you grow and you initiate into a new path or a new part of your identity. It's like, what about me? Like, when you change, how is that going to change us? And like a fear that transformation equals the end, or changing and growing means that we're going to grow apart. And what if we had the experience and the belief in our bodies and our hearts that my personal evolution and transformation will bring me closer to you? I'm still really working on believing that, because it's been painful for me. There's been a lot of fear. You've really only ever met me in, I love you, Rebecca. Like, I am here, I'm not going anywhere. Be who you are, I trust you, follow what feels right. Like, be a grown-up about it. And you said, I need you to be a woman, not like an immature kid who's just irresponsibly burning things down to transform. So good on you there. It's a great reminder. But I do see a lot of fear and anxiety, and the partner saying things like, let's say a person is just learning how to have boundaries and they're used to being in more codependency of like, I want to do this, and the other person's like, and so it's like, okay, well, never mind. Never mind. I don't have the skill to navigate this conversation. I don't have the confidence. I don't have the safety inside of my body. So just never mind and forget that. But a lot of people are like, no, I'm not going to never mind and forget that anymore. I need to grow. I need to heal. I need to learn. I need to become more of who I am. I'm wondering if you're willing to share, not too detailed, but unless you want to, about if you resonate at all with like the partner who's watching the other partner in a big phase of growth.
So I think just based on my core values and my beliefs, it's helpful because I've always sort of felt comfortable in the prescription for myself that I need to be authentic and I need to be truthful to myself, and that truth changes and dances and changes with the seasons, but it helps that I understand the process, that I've experienced it myself, like being in situations where I was in the situation because I was supposed to be in that situation, and I was fulfilling a role, doing my part, which what I believed at the time was my truth. I felt like I was there because I was called to be there, and I've had a lot of practice with recognizing when that changes into something else, when it's time to renegotiate the contract of the relationship or the situation. You have to have those experiences to know and to trust yourself, and to know and to trust your partner. In a long-term relationship, you get used to sensing, okay, when is this something that I'm being challenged by, but it's still in alignment with, I'm able to keep myself in integrity, and I believe that my partner is acting in a way that is in alignment with what their authentic self is communicating to them, and not being threatened by that. And that's why I say, this is totally fine if you're exploring this, as long as it's not coming from a place of disconnect and a place of, you know, connection with authenticity or a quest for authenticity. Maybe I'm being too vague, but yeah, it's been hard. It's been scary, but like I said,
Maybe more specifically, if you don't mind.
yeah.
The fear that can happen inside of your heart or your mind that this person's personal path or growth or transformation is going to take them away from me.
So to see your partner empowered, or even just like you know, great things are happening, they're really super positive, they're happy, they're engaged, they're excited, and maybe witnessing that from a place that is not so dynamic in my life experience. Yeah, that can be scary to think like, oh, well, they're pursuing this other thing, and that means that it's new and exciting, and I'm not the new and exciting thing. I'm not holding their attention. I'm not holding enough of their heart, or I'm not in their consciousness enough. Which you know, leads to a scarcity mindset.
And very lonely.
Very lonely. And as someone like myself who feels a lot, it's easy for me to just take that feeling and just go into it deeper. And it doesn't, I mean, it's helpful at some points and times, but also it's really scary. And like I've told you before, sometimes I'll just, if I have that feeling, I'll just blow it up. Like I'll just go into it more until I feel it, till my stomach starts hurting, till my whole body starts hurting, until I want to crawl up into a ball. And for me personally, I feel like that is part of it. It's part of getting to the other side of it, is like feeling it and standing in front of it fully.
You do feel, honey. You feel so much. That's why our
Just
children
feel
are
it
the
as
way they
much-
are.
Feel it as much and as hard as you can, until you can't anymore, until you feel like you're just gonna be like, until you lose consciousness. Not physically, but your mental and emotional body is just like, can't do it anymore. And then you just like,
You have a Mars
then
in
you
Pisces.
let it down, you know.
He's got a Mars in Pisces, baby. So that means
But
that
I've
the way. No, you get that by that.
But I've also done it the opposite way in the past, where I'm just like, you know, and it leads to what I would call like passive aggressiveness, you know, like, oh, you know, those grapes are sour anyway. Like, oh, I didn't really, you know, you see someone achieving and exceeding, it's forget it, or it's like, yeah, well,
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. It's fine. I'm just gonna do something else, and you know, pretend it doesn't matter. And you know,
so there's two extremes here of like, go all the way down to the bottom of the feeling until you lose consciousness, or just like say it doesn't really matter. What's in the middle?
Well, in the middle is where the dancing happens. And I think that pendulum swing for me has been a valuable tool in learning about myself and how my body reacts. And so I can know when that pendulum starts to swing a little too far. I get to know the cues in my body, like, okay, my stomach really hurts, or okay, I'm starting to go a little too far here. So because I've allowed it to stretch that much, it's kind of like a muscle, you know, you stretch your muscle. Yeah, you got a good stretch, you keep stretching it, okay, yeah, that's a really good stretch. You stretch it too far, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna it's not gonna be beneficial. But if you stretch that muscle to a certain point, breathe through it. Sometimes you can stretch it a little further. and then you relax it, you have more flexibility in that joint or in that part of your body. So I think of it like that, just trying to achieve greater flexibility, and I call it the dance. I think of a lot of dancing, life as a dance or a song, and you got to be able to dance, you dance through it. So yeah, it's scary, and it's no easy way through it, really.
Yeah, I'm returning for myself back to the ways that you and I resource our relationship or find power, go to your place of power as a couple. For some people that might be, for us, we got married on a buffalo robe,
Mm-hmm.
and so we haven't done it recently.
Yeah.
But when we need to really show up and have something really hard or something vulnerable or something beautiful, and we want to do it and be held, we go back to that original place where we made our original vows, and we remember who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and where we've come from, and our
Mm-hmm.
promise to each other. So it's almost like go back to the origin. Maybe that's going through your wedding photo album and looking at the pictures,
Yeah.
or a special place where you had your first date or your first kiss, and just there's so much shit and mud and muck and darkness and shadow and pain that happens in a relationship. That's what we get to experience, that together and heal together. And we got to keep the flashlight on. For me, we met and it was a instantaneous bond.
Mm-hmm.
So we have I feel very privileged and grateful for that, because I know how important this relationship is in my life, my life journey. And I'm feeling like maybe a lot of people or many people don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like maybe traveling back to the point in time in your relationship where you did feel that heart. You're hungry. Karen's hungry. Papa, will you finish this video?
No.
Oh, look at you saying no. It's a good job, Mama. I love you.
I love you. Yeah, so what Rebecca was, part of what she was talking about was having an origin point or an origin story to our relationship that's really been helpful. We got married on a buffalo robe or a buffalo hide, and so over the past 10 years, we've used the symbol of that to really let each other know, if someone lays out the buffalo robe after the kids go to bed, if it's laid out on the floor or on in the room, we know that it's time to really get serious and connect to that deeper place in our relationship, and that's been really helpful during challenging times that will occur too, is to remember and to make sure that you're, I'll use a word that you use, anchored into your relationship. And moving
I think a lot of people aren't anchored in their relationship.
So,
the commitment is wobbly and it's half out, half in, and it's that's gonna fucking wreck it. Can I cuss?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
the commitment.
Well, let's stop there. Find an anchor in your partnership and in your relationship. Is that fair to say? How can you create?
Yeah, there you go. Ask a question.
How can we create an anchor? And maybe it's something like, for us, it's the buffalo. It's a blanket. It could be a blanket. It could be quilt. It could be have something made that you can.
My ring is an anchor.
Your ring, yeah, a ring. It can be an anchor, yeah.
Mm.
I like the idea of having. You talk about ceremony or ritual of some kind. Like when something is brought out and presented by either partner, it means come to me in the deepest part of yourself.
Yeah.
And the deepest part of our relationship. And just seeing the buffalo robe for me really is a way of like setting down all of the superficial stuff. Like just the sight of it will put me in a different space, in a different heart space and mind space. So I think in a partnership, having something like that, a symbol, a physical object that can do that. Maybe it's a song that's played, but something that can kind of attune you and your partner to that original dream or to that original vow or that original commitment can be a really great tool for having conversations that are a little bit more challenging. So we were kind of a little bit non-traditional for sure. We didn't necessarily. We had a really small wedding with just a few people there, but we do have rings, and like I said, we have the buffalo. So that's been great. So yeah, we're gonna start seeing a counselor, and I imagine that once we get there, something will arise.
In the therapies?
When we get there.
I think my question is just how could we get even stronger?
Yeah.
That's my question for today. What would it take for you and I to live almost 100% of the time in our hearts together?
What prevents you from doing that, do you think?
We saved up for therapy, honey.
Oh. It's not therapy?
Oh yeah. What prevents
we don't have to answer.
What prevents me from being in my heart with you almost 100% of the time?
Yeah, like a feeling. Is there a feeling?
A feeling?
Yeah, like safety, like a compromise of safety. What would it take to feel safe?
Yeah. Well, give me some time, honey. Let's see. What prevents me? What would it take? I think our kisses are our anchor. So being more intentional about every time I see you, touch you, grab your face, look at you in the eyes, and give you a kiss and say, I love you. It's like I need to take the actions. I need to initiate. I get to. I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a powerful one.
Even when I'm feeling grumpy or fussy and tired and, hungry.
Yeah.
Because who am I?
Tired and hungry?
No.
Oh. Rebecca?
No.
Oh, you're the baby.
I'm the baby.
I think there's a rapper called The Baby.
Duh, baby. Did anybody see that dinosaur movie when you were little? It's like, I'm the baby, gotta love me.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the baby.
What am I?
You're Perseus.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting a little bit too
personal?
Yeah.
Hashtag God realm. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
Okay.
Maybe that's it for today.
Yeah.
Maybe we just stop there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably best.
Yeah.
We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, we will.
We got matching shirts on today.
It's gonna help.
Matching earrings, kind of.
Matching.
Nice.
Secret handshake.
Here.
Wow.
Secret handshake. No, just relax. Just let. You go like this. You go like this, and then you do this. Oh!